What's up, sad boys? How are we doing? Most of these videos feel like a climb, like I'm trying to achieve something, I'm going somewhere, and we're steadily getting there inch by inch with careful footing and thoughtful consideration. Well, this video is gonna feel more like a marathon. Today, I would like to talk about one of the most important aspects of any band's discography, and that is your greatest hits, specifically the Offspring's greatest hits. Now here's something about me, here's a little something about the Grace and Todd lore, and maybe why I'm here before you today talking. When I was a young child, the very first concert, the very first live musical performance I had ever seen was by the band The Offspring at the Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Huck Jam. It must have been right at this time. I don't know. I was like a child. I was a baby. I don't know when that happened. It left an impression on me, and all I knew about this band, all I could remember was his logo. And one day, I'm walking through the store, and I find this greatest hits. But now that I'm older, I look back over it, I look at these songs, and I question, are these the greatest hits? These may be their most recognizable songs, but are these their greatest songs? I feel like the Offspring is a very diverse band with a very broad catalog full of great songs that deserve recognition. So I have decided to take it upon myself to recreate the greatest hits in a sense by going son, v son, v son, v son. Oh shit, I forgot Splinter's in here too. And deciding what are the true greatest hits for the Offspring. Now we're missing a couple. Since none of them are represented on the greatest hits that was released in 2005, I will not be representing them or taking them into consideration now. I've never done this many before. I have no idea how it will go. Let's start with our number one slot, which if you're a long-time Offspring listener, you may know is the intro.
It's time to relax. You know what that means. Glass of wine, your favorite eat.
This is like their full studio album release smash. We start off with this kind of funny introduction. It's time to relax. Calm down, kick back, listen to your favorite track. But as you'll see, the album that follows doesn't fucking let up for a second. Is this funny? Sure. Did I listen to it once and then forever skip it on the album? Of course.
Welcome to the disclaimer. That's right, the disclaimer. This American Apple.
The Offspring have always had like a little cheeky sense of humor about them, like a lot of punk rock bands in the early 90s, NoFX, Pennywise, Bouncing Souls, they all had fun with the music they're playing because they are a bunch of fun having dudes. They're a bunch of fun havers. This giant parental advisory sticker that's plastered on the front of this album doesn't really deserve it. I don't think they curse too much in this CD, but this giant parental advisory. So this feels kind of like a comment like, whoa, parents, watch out. Don't let your kids listen to music. They might hear things. They might learn about the world around them. They might gain a perspective. We advise you taking steps to ensuring that your children can handle the material in XIII on the Ombre. Once again, forever skipped it after I heard it once.
Welcome to Americana. Please make your selection.
So this is the least consequential opening. It's just a welcome. It's just saying, hey, welcome to the album. Welcome to the Americana. Funny, I guess. It's the shortest by far, standing at 10 seconds long, so maybe that gives it an edge, but it's also kind of the most obnoxious one, so.
When we're ready to sing, we step up at the microphones, and it comes out something like this.
Edging out the Americana intro, simply intro for Conspiracy of One. When we're ready to sing, we step up to the microphones and it comes out a little something like this, letting you, the audience, know that the band is ready. They are ready to perform. They are ready to give you a fucking record. Does this intro get you excited? Does it get you fucking going? It's so quick. Do you even have time to process it? What's this, a song? What's this, music? Instrumentation? Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing, Offspring? You get to your fifth studio album and you're like, oh, I guess we should actually start the album off with a song. This one's called Neocon, which, if you're not in the know-how, stands for neoconservative. The new conservatives, cool group of guys from everything I know. Though I don't think the Offspring themselves are considered neoconservatives, though I would never speak for them. Are they fighting against the neocons? We have kind of an anthemic little opener here. We are strong, we are right, we won't be pushed aside, we'll go on. Dexter's voice comes in with just that, like, texture and quality that only Dexter has. They may be older, this may be later in their career, but they are still gonna bring it. And since it is the only song on here, I mean, Time to Relax is funny, but it's a novelty. Disclaimer, also funny, kind of a product of its time. Welcome, doesn't really give you much. Conspiracy 1, cute, not much substance. I feel like Neocon is the only one with actual meat to it. And with that, it shall be the first song on our true Blue American Offspring greatest hits. Let's get into the actual music, please. Is there any more perfect anthem to 1994 than Nitro? Your energy is your essence. It's all you have in this world. Live like there's no tomorrow. Exude yourself. Be yourself. Expel your energy, because our generation sees the world not the same as before. We might as well just throw it all and live like there's no tomorrow. When he's talking about our generation, you would think he's talking to the youth of the 90s, the Gen Xers. May surprise you that the band The Offspring, Dexter Holland, was actually 30 years old when Smash came out. The music makes you conjure up images of skater punks at the park chilling with their homies, but it's funny that it's like, oh, they're virologists, I believe. So there is always kind of a mature eye, or at least a mature sense to the music, and you can tell right away that Nitro is energy, that their music is pure energy. They do not let up on the palm picking, the palm muting for a fucking second. Very strong opener from a very strong album. Meaning of Life comes in with that riff sounding like the Cobra Skulls, sounding like Anti-Flag, very just like aggressive punk, but with a very good melodic hook to it. The way that Dexter hits it, the way that Dexter's voice comes through the microphone, however they process his voice, so perfect to this brand of like grease monkey street punk that they make. Started out etsing on the Hombre with the song questioning the meaning of life. Show me the meaning of life. They'll shove it in your mouth as soon as you open wide. I'm gonna go my own way. I'm gonna find my own paths. Everyone's gonna tell you their meaning of life, but it's up to you to find your own meaning. This is gonna be a common theme that we're gonna deal with the Offspring. Going your own way, being your own person, trying to do what makes you happy, and the meaning of life is one of the best and strongest representations of it. And the sound that I think they create for meaning of life already puts XIII on the Hombre in kind of a different tone, in a different mood than the other record. Much like Insomnia to Dookie, fundamentally it is the same sound, it's the same production, but there's just a more mature or a slightly darker tone to the music right off the bat. And the jump to Americana is just that much more drastic. If they are being this more mature band, we already feel like a more radio-friendly, radio poppy rock mainstream band with this one. It's just slightly toned down, the guitars are slightly quieter, and the emotions are a little more, you can tell this is a record that the Kids Aren't Alright is on. You can tell that that's gonna come later on the track record. I like the direction. I like the tone of it. It feels a little weird for an opener. It feels a little more down than how they have been starting their records. Have you ever buried your face in your hands because no one around you understands or has the slightest idea what makes you be? What makes you be? We know what makes you be, because we be too. And the song's kind of cheesy for the most part until we get to that bass breakdown and bridge that really does pull the song together. The fade out with the dueling vocals is also really nice on this song. Now we brought back a little return to form, that Essay on the Hombre smash kind of style opener, aggressive, fast, never-ending guitar picks with catchy hooks, don't turn away, come out swinging, out on your own. Themes, the Offspring do like to play with certain themes. Starts the album off better than Americana, but is it one of their better openers? I like aspects of it, but it does take a second for the song to really kick in to get to that don't turn away hook. A little worried when this song was starting. It sounded a little too much like 2003, a little too much metal-y dourness, downbeat, and I was like, oh no, is this the start of new era Offspring and Splinter, the start of the kind of new alternative rock Offspring that they seem to be today? Then I was pleasantly surprised when Dexter came in, when that guitar riff stopped and it was the fucking kick drum and that snare and the bass going nice and thick. It did pull me in. It got me a little energetic for the music to come on Splinter, which I was the least enthusiastic to listen to this album because it is their newer one out of this group. I wonder if there's anything going on in 2003 that made all of our rock bands become politically charged. The news is falling and enemies are rising. A truth appalling. Our maker comes a-calling. The news is falling. The enemies are rising. Who are the enemies? Who was the news for? General enough that you can't really decipher what political spectrum, like who exactly they're talking about. It's just kind of vaguely political right now, and that's okay. I don't really expect them to be rise against. So we have 5 songs, 5 opening songs. What best represents the Offspring and what best gets you prepared for the music you're about to hear? I like the news, but it doesn't really speak to anything. Come Out Swinging's fine. It's not the most memorable. Have You Ever? It's definitely the most boring. Meaning of Life is enjoyable. Amazing hooks. But it does speak to the themes of like 300 other Offspring songs where nitro, youth energy, your energy to be expelled, to be broadcast to the world. I think that energy, that nitro, that nitrous is something that is integral to the Offspring, and it informs what they're trying to do musically. It's also a good hook, and it's like a good introduction to punk. Welcomes us in with a sultry little bass line before we get a tell about Dexter's bad habit. And what is his bad habit? Apparently Dexter gets a little road rage. And when he gets a little road rage, he gets homicidal. He has a gun in his glove box, and if you cut him off, he's gonna fucking cut you off, if you know what I mean. It's really funny to me that someone is so mad about other people's driving, they wrote like an anger, spiteful, hateful song about murdering people in traffic. A little bit of a mix-up from their average composition. Usually they stick to that really fast intro, verse, chorus, verse. Bad Habit shows that even on song number 3, Smash and the Offspring they're a little playful. They have ideas, and those ideas will take them to some very interesting places. This one's a little conflicting, a little funny, looking at it from adult eyes. Mota, if you're not aware, if you're not initiated, stands for weed. It's Spanish for weed. As you can see on the album cover, there is kind of a Mexican influence, a Dia de los Muertos veneer to the album art itself, and then having Spanish words show up in their songs. It's an interesting influence that also feels very evocative of just growing up in Southern California. You're just exposed to Spanish culture. Duh. So this weed anthem, this pot anthem from our band, our very cool band of 30-year-olds, every day is the same. And that bond on the table starts to call. It's looking at me, and I'm looking at her. I take a hit, zone out again. I'll be paranoid and hungry by 9:45. Pretty sure weed calms you. Like, I don't feel paranoid or hungry, especially if you're a seasonal pot smoker. You're not really getting paranoid and like munchies and like, laughing off your ass at Three's Company. Like, those moments come. But if you're like a daily smoker, it doesn't really manifest itself in such a way. So far, these are all kind of fun weed things. These are vague things that we think about weed or that we associate with pot, especially in 1997. But then we get to the line, your memory's gone, and so is your life. It will take away your memory. You won't be able to remember who you are. The weed will destroy your brain. Mota Boy, losing out just never felt so right. So it's weird to me that they're doing like a pro weed or like a weed anthem, but they're also putting in themes like, haha, you're a burnout. Why are you shaming me about weed when you're describing about how much you do it? It's like a weird self-hatred thing, and in that sense it does feel like a bunch of 30-year-olds writing a pot anthem for teens. I think Mota's funny. I think it's a goofy song. I'm just curious about like, what do you guys mean by this? I know you're not burnouts, you're not losers, you got fucking PhDs, you're scientists. So it feels a little more like stoner cosplay right now, like what's up teens, but I'm not judging them. I'm sure they were hip. What do you call these? What do you consider these? Why would you have a filler in song number 3? So like obviously this has to be a more substance song, but it's overall inconsequential, or it just feels lighter in the pantheon of what I know the Offspring is capable of. Staring at the sun, the hook is good. It repeats a little too much, but once again, it just feels like a lesser version of 20 other Offspring songs. And what is up with these fucking freeways? Life is like a ride on a freeway, dodging bullets while you're trying to find your way. How many bullets do you dodge when you go driving, my guy? I thought you were the one shooting. I thought you were responsible for those bullets. This is the first of like the Offspring jokes or songs. Bad Habit is a joke in that he's not actually shooting people on the freeway, though I don't know at this point. But it's a joke in the subject matter. Same with Mota. Original Prankster is the first one so far to lean into it being a joke, to lean into the styling. I know they're smart guys and they're capable of writing really smart songs, but sometimes it feels like the hook overtakes the meaning. Like when we say time, so cool to see ya, 9, don't want to be ya. What does speak in German? What does German 9 happens to rhyme with time? And in that sense, and it's like, well, then the words are taking over the meaning. Like you care more about making the rhyme than you do about having it actually have cohesive sense. I don't know what the pranks are that are being pulled. I don't know who the prankster is or what an original prankster makes you. You can do it, a funny, hilarious callback to everyone's favorite Rob Schneider and his infamous, immortalized film character of, was it The Water Boy? Like, there's funny lines in it, but what is slipping away? What are we looking for in an Offspring song? When we put an Offspring record into our CD player, into our vinyl track player, what are we expecting to hear? What do we need to feel satisfied? I think my qualifications are on multiple levels. What's the production doing? How is it playing? How's it representing the instrumentations? Is it a riff that sounds like 30 other riffs, or are they changing it? Are they trying different musical stylings? Is Dexter bringing something new with the lyrical qualities? Is it just vague notions about driving? I got nowhere to go. No one cares about me. No one likes me. You're on your own, kid. You gotta do this life. It's a long way home. And then finally, does the hook stay with you? Does that hook just grab into your brain like the sandworms on the Dune planet? And are you gonna ride that baby into eternity? The Long Way Home just doesn't provide that for me. Though I am pleasantly surprised with the sounds I am hearing off of Splinter. These have been short songs, they get to the point, they are not fucking around, and they don't repeat too much. Don't repeat the chorus too much. That kind of pushes me away. Original Prankster, I already counted it out. Staring at the Sun was so boring that I don't remember it. So it's between these two again. Moda is an oddity that confuses me, but I also really love the musical qualities of it. Bad Habit, though, is so unique. It's such a one-of-a-kind song, and it is an oddity like Moda. Like, why the fuck are you shooting people because they're not driving like how you want is the silliest thing to me. Road rage is the dumbest fucking thing. Just sit in your lounge chair and listen to some music. You're gonna be okay. At the risk of turning this entire playlist into a smash, but I want everyone to know that I am cautiously aware that I have put 2 smash songs in a row. I'm aware of it. I'm looking out for the good shit. What will track number 4 provide? Slow the pace down a little. Gotta Get Away From Me. It has a nice bounce to the guitaring. I always enjoy kick, snare, snare, kick, snare, snare, kick, snare, snare. I like how it brings this paranoia feeling, this kind of like dancing through the paranoia. Like I'm getting edgy all the time. There's something around me just a step behind. I like the paradoxical nature of the anger, fear, and paranoia he's feeling, and the fun, lightful nature of the guitars. I'm constantly amazed by how good of musicians the Offspring are. They're so capable of adapting to different styles and sounds, implementing them and making it feel authentically the Offspring, but also being really recognizable for the sounds they're drawing on. They weren't a successful punk band in their own right. They would probably be a really good cover band. Me and My Old Lady, a phrasing that I'm kind of glad that people don't really use, at least people my age and younger, I feel like don't really call their significant other my old lady. No, he's not talking about his grandmother. He's not talking about dating an older woman. He's quite literally just referring to his wife as his old lady. Also kind of crass. It's a little mean. It's kind of like a jab at your partner. I think it might be done on purpose since the song is kind of hateful and spiteful, but it's a sexiness spiteful. See, they fight. They make scenes in public. They claw at each other, but it's okay. We're quenching our libidos, passing time away. Now that I believe in love, there's nothing wrong with my head. So these two individuals thought they were sick. They thought they were loveless. They thought they were doomed to be without companionship because they like to fight. They get off on the thirst of drama. So that made conflicting feelings within them until they found one another, realizing that their stupid asshole kink is really something to be shared with one another. And it's cool because they consent. It's a really fun song with a good turn into the hooks, changing up the style and bringing in the bigger instrumentation. Is this song funny, or is it just cringy? It was funny to me when I was 13. Is it funny to me now that I'm not? And should I even count this, since the Weird Al version, Pretty Fly for a Rabbi, is more hilarious than any line written in this song. There's a slight irony to a bunch of dorky white guys calling out other dorky white guys. He wanted Ice Cube, but they didn't have him, so he bought Vanilla Ice because he's such a dumb fucking poser. Look at this dumb fucking idiot, stupid poser. It's not like the Offspring are the fucking badass boys of punk rock, so I don't know where they're getting on their moral high horse for this. I'm giving Pretty Fly a hard time because I think the novelty, it's a title that you can't imagine what the song is, and the song fulfills just enough of the categories to fulfill the novelty. In that way, it's a good amalgamation of getting normies into your punk rock scene. The irony of a song calling out normies trying to fake a scene is actually a really good way to get people outside of the scene to look at your band. And I question the songs that were chosen for the greatest hits, because this entire experiment is to question if those are the greatest hits, if those are the representations of the band. I feel like Pretty Fly at this point is more of a self-report than a funny, ironic call-out. There might be a controversial choice coming up. Interesting that the slot would harbor two singles on their greatest hits. I Want You Bad, like Pretty Fly, is a joke concept song where the concept of it is funnier or more clever than the song itself. However, I feel like Want You Bad pulls off the misdirect and provides enough examples of what the song is to really make the concept work much better than Pretty Fly, and much, much better than original Prankster. It's not about longing for a person. He doesn't want them badly. He wants the girl to be bad, to be a little naughty. He wants her tattooed. He wants her to mistreat him. He wants her in a vinyl suit to be X-rated, to whip him, to take on a domination role. And putting it to this kind of classic punk rock, what you would hear in a rom-com movie, to have the sound of the song mimic that quality, really pulls off the idea of wanting you bad. Kind of funny, after a song about sexual deviancy, we get a shame song about someone exploring their sexual deviancies. The Offspring wants you to be sexy. The Offspring wants you to be a little crazy. They want you and your old lady to be dirty together, and they want you bad. But also, if you have a kid, you have a fucking responsibility to be there. You're out trying to hit that. What was a family? What was a family is now but a shell. We're raising kids now who raise themselves. It's a weapon that we use against each other. But hey, she is also on a run. She's saying, I'm on a run. I'm chasing guys for fun. My baby daddy, he ain't the only one, which is bad too. Well, then wind up broken up. Such a shame, but why not? Take a chance. Everything's a fucking game. Call out all those baby daddies in the fucking crowd who left their mamas at home to see you play live. I do find it a little interesting, the word choice that they use, the baby mama, and saying they're gonna hit that feels like a choice. Like they're choosing to code their language in a specific way, but I'm not really gonna push judgment on what that truly means. It's an interesting choice, especially with what they were saying on Pretty Fly for a white guy. When we started, I thought 100% Me and My Old Lady would be the song to make it on the playlist, but little did I know that one of my absolute favorites, all-time classics, and it still holds up in every respective way, I Want You Bad, will be our next song. Ooh, we're getting deep now. We're getting dark with the themes. Genocide, the elimination of a people, the displacement of a group. Something that almost all governments are guilty of if you look deep enough. Though I'm not really sure if the Offspring are offering anything to say on it. Our lives run different ways. Through the rain, I see you in the sun. Our star shines anyway. If you wish upon it, we are one. Speaking about someone that he's seen in like a genocide, someone that's far away. He's in the rain, he's in the dark, someone's in the sunshine. Perhaps talking about other nations, other worlds, atrocities that he witnesses that we do nothing to stop. Dog eat dog to get by. Hope you like my genocide. I find it such a shame. I do too. Genocide is a fucking bummer. But what's not a bummer is that lead guitar riff. It feels almost like a prototype for The Kids Aren't Alright. It's in that same vein. It's in that same emotional styling. It's cool to hate something we all know. We all know how fucking cool it is to hate on shit. Which is why I'm the lamest person around, because I'm spending so much time spreading love, spreading the Offspring love. It's cool to hate. What are some of the things that you hate, 30-year-old Dexter Holland? A lot of people that are lame. Okay, I hate people that are lame as well. They're just so boring. I like to hate stuff because I don't like to try and make a change. Being a little self-aware, maybe they're not talking as themselves. Maybe they're talking about more cynical bands, the new generation of cynical punk rock bands, which feels conflicting. It's like the Offspring's trying to cater to the youth punk skater crowd, but also like condemns everything that they do. So it's a weird, conflicting beast of a band. I hate teachers. I hate school. That's going a little far. I don't think you hate teachers. I think you just hate that the school doesn't provide better learning opportunities in a way that make you enthusiastic for the lessons ahead. The kids aren't all right. The kids aren't all right. The kids are not all right, and the kids that were not all right at this point are now the adults that are in charge of the next kids that are also very not all right. How could one little street swallow so many lives? What street is this, Dexter? Let's see what happened to our children. Why aren't they okay? Jamie had a chance. She really did. I was rooting for Jamie personally, but instead she dropped out and had a couple of kids. Maybe that's what she wanted. Maybe she just wanted to be a mother. You don't know. Yeah, Jamie was cool until she had kids. Mark lives at home because he's got no job, just plays guitar, smokes a lot of pot. I don't know how old Mark is. That's a valid life. You don't have to work. If his parents enjoy having him around, maybe it's a beneficial cohabitation living experience. You're not forced to become your own person. You're not forced to leave the house. I believe there's situations in which you can all habitate the same space. Jay committed suicide. Brandon OD'd and died. Okay, well, those two things feel like they are jumping a level, a degree of intensity. Maybe Dexter on his fucking anti-pot rage is saying that smoking pot is just as bad as ODing. Dropping out of school and having kids is on the same level as committing suicide. or maybe these are escalating situations. Regardless of how true the sentiment is, it feels genuine. It feels like there is a concern. It's coming from a place of wanting better for the people around him. Just like Adam's song, when it's like a serious song, we have to drop distortion. We have to have the guitars plucking in a very simple guitar riff that honestly seems below these guys at this point. A song about longing for someone, feeling a million miles away. I can't take. I went away. What I really left behind was me. So is he a million miles away from himself, or is this from a lover? There was time looking through myself. I wanted to pretend if I could escape. I could feel myself, but I don't think you can. Been far and wide, but this hole inside never really leaves. Okay, so he's a million miles away from who he wants to be. He always feels this pull. And I think the song does a good job of getting that desperation, though it feels a little low energy for the desperation. It feels like there needs to be a little more of a oomph, and I don't know if it really leaves an impact after the fact. I find the further we go on in their career, the more vague their lyrics become. Well, all I want, all I need always lies just out of reach. I feel coming up empty. I run fast as I can run. I push as hard as anyone, but still, there's nothing for me. Now it's just like, burning out, strung along. Now my sorrow is my song. My whole world is half-hearted. That's what this fucking song feels like, guys. Genuinely, like the first butt rock song. I thought this was gonna be some, like, Daughtry shit playing. I'm going against the grain. I'm trying to find specialties, rarities, royal gems hidden in the sea of classic bangers. I think Cool to Hate is sick, honestly. Speaking towards cynicism, give me something to believe in changing the guard, put our feet on the ground. I didn't think the Offspring would be in the vanguard, but hey, I'll take any leader for change that I can get. And if you look alive, you'll be singled out and tried. If you take home everything, let it be your will to think how cynical you become. This album says it was released in 1994, but this sounds more like 1984 to me, where the police cracking down on thought crimes could be speaking towards the riots and the tensions that was happening very near them at the time that they would 100% be aware of. But once again, they're speaking in such vague terms that if you didn't listen to this album when it came out, you may not really understand or have a frame of reference of what they're talking about. I like what they're saying. It's a little low energy. It's not the best off this album, but it's catchy enough. I don't know if you caught on yet, but Dexter's kind of an angry guy. He has a couple of grievances with the world, and he likes to air out his grievances in his album. Who exactly does he have a grudge against? I don't know. What is his rage that's burning, this rage that eats you up inside? I'm not sure. It's just that angry, general, white boy rage that just builds up inside you when you reach the age of like 13 or 14. Maybe them speaking general does serve a point. Yes, I do like bands being specific. I like lyrics that hit you directly with who you are as a human. Things that speak only so truly that could come from this person at this moment. But I do think there is something good about the general just appreciation and openness and questions that the Offspring ask. These are the first steps you take to exploring philosophy and ethics and who you are genuinely as a person. Figuring out what rage means to you, what happiness means to you, how to achieve these things. Is this song that deep? Not really. Is it a kick-ass riff? Fuck yes. I like how Desser uses his voice. I like how we go into the vibrato and the staccato. I like how we go into the vibrato and then back into the singing, and it's like tight, but then he can open it up, and his voice is always utilized in different ways. So even if the musical track itself isn't anything new or mind-bending, he's at least trying to bring something different with the melody, with the hook. We have an ode to feelings. Feelings, for all my life, I feel it. I wish I never met you. You make me sick again. I never liked you. I want to kill you. Live in my heart. I'm not sure if Desser really left behind anything. It feels like he's still stewing in a lot of anger. He still has a lot of feelings that he's trying to get over, that he's trying to harbor. And this song, he's had it. He's just done. He's just like, feelings, fuck you guys. You suck. You would think he'd be a little more of a proponent for the marijuana, then maybe numb some of those bad feelings a little, but Americana is the CD that I have the least knowledge of and the least experience with. I like the play on it, a love letter, a breakup letter to your own feelings. It works for me. Damn it, I change again. Interesting, since all of these songs have shown a steady progression of feelings, needing to believe in something, leaving something behind. Damn it, I change again. Damn it, I change again is how you do a more specific song, emotional song, like The Kids Aren't Alright, with the guitaring that feels heavy and properly toned to the themes without it crossing that full line into just nonsense. They were able to actually craft a narrative and a message with how he feels. I turn around, things have changed. Now I don't feel the same. Start a fight, kick a fit, one more time. Damn it, I change again. You know, he's starting fights. He's changing into a person he doesn't want to be. And this song, might be my favorite off of Conspiracy of One. I think I like the Offspring the best when they're kind of mimicking Bad Religion, when they're leaning into their punk rock sensibilities, their straight up punk rock sensibilities. It feels like it agrees with them much more. I am a big fan of songs that retain the same guitar riff and then just like make it bigger and then smaller and then bigger and then even smaller. They get their mileage out of the riff, and it is a really good hook. Desser's voice is fucking killing it. I love the performance on this song. But do I like it better than Damn It? I changed again. Damn it! I change again. And if this is the best offering off of this album so far and I don't put it on the playlist, then I don't know what I'm doing. Should we check in with the playlist? How are we doing? What are we doing here? So far, we have one song from Splinter, 2 songs from Smash, 2 songs from Conspiracy of One, 1 song from XIII on the Hombre, no songs from Americana. Interesting. Not how I thought it would shape up. Curious to see where we go from here. Now we're getting to what propped this band up, what made them staples of the punk rock scene. That bass riff, that guitar riff, all of it just works so well to give you this groove that sounds vaguely international while retaining its punk rock roots, never stumbling on the beat. You gotta keep them separated. A song about doing time, about being a dickhole little child. You're under 18, you won't be doing any time. Come out and play, do a little crime, be a little dangerous, fuck some shit up. It's fine, you're a child, it doesn't matter. The youth will rule the world. It has that spirit, it has that energy to it that's so infectious that I think they've been trying to mimic and recapture with Pretty Fly for a White Guy. This feels like Longview, like Green Day's Longview. Regardless of how many times you hear it, it's such a solid fucking song that you can't deny why it's been so prevalent in the scene. Talking about fucking classics. This song takes me back. I forgot this was even a song. I forgot this existed. They're talking about heaven? Wait, like Christian heaven? Are they Christians? Someone has died, they've gone away, and it feels like heaven's so far away because that's where you are. So I have to ask again, is Dexter religious? Did he lose someone in his life wanting to get to heaven to be with them again? I think the sentiment is sweet. I like the pondering maybe in another life. They go a little too hard in the chorus. But I think you have to, or else the song completely falls apart. The sentiment just doesn't really stay with me. It doesn't really hit me. I think it is more successful than The Kids Aren't Alright. I think it's more successful at capturing that important emotion. It's an important song. Can't you hear it? This might be one of my least favorite type of songs. The girl, you have emotional baggage, and I just can't deal with that. I can't, nope, you have issues. You have issues. I'm just trying to live my life. I'm just trying to party, and you keep trauma dumping on me, and I can't deal with it anymore. Maybe he's talking to a friend. Maybe he's hanging out with the boys. It's soccer ball Sunday. You're hanging out with the boys, watching the footy ball game.
This girl I'm seeing, think she might be out of her mind.
Well, she's got baggage, and it's all the emotional kind. What other baggage is there, my guy? Like financial? Oh, she talks about being validated. She wants to feel validated. What a fucking annoying brat. I don't mean to be insensitive, but I really hate that shit. She always has to play the victim. It feels hypocritical, and it feels like a really shitty message. What a dumb, emotional bitch. This song was living in chaos. There were so many influences and guitar parts and different hooks and rhythms that didn't work at all. Pretty fly feeling, you're trying to capture the come out and play feeling with the backing voices and the funny things. I got a soul poem and it goes like this, but what's a soul poem? What does that mean? A soul poem? Like a poem for your soul? Cool. Everyone gets knocked down. When you get up, it's real. Get on it, get up on it. Wouldn't want to be you. Like bouncy, feels like a stadium song guitar riff. And I have to question, wait, is the Offspring a good band? Have we made it this far and realized that the Offspring may be not the best band? That like sometimes when they're on it, when they hit it, it is incredibly competent, well produced, tightly written punk rock that just hits you in your heart and gets you pumping fast. When it doesn't work, now it feels like we're listening to fucking Smash Mouth, and I don't want that. Sounds like a good representation of that Southern ska sound. The horns sounding crisp, the guitar has that nice like wop delay on it that gives it that perfect kind of reggae tone. And sure, it's about having a hangover, kind of funny, but it's not really funny since you're an adult. And like, I don't know about you, I haven't had a hangover since I was like 17, but you're a rocker. That's a rock star life. You drink, you get fucked up, your head hurts, and sometimes you write a boppy little tune about it. And I will never put you down for that. Hangover songs are part of the genre. This one does a good job, but Come Out and Play is a greatest hits, and it's one of their greatest songs ever. It's one of their best songs. Another classic with a riff that just speaks to your heart. This one feels very reminiscent of the Nirvana scene, that sound at the time, half grunge, half punk, kind of bridging that gap. It's also a song about just like a shitty girl. She says, oh, that she wants only me, then I wonder why she sleeps with my friend. And when she's like, oh, I'm like a disease, then I wonder how much more I can spend. Well, I guess I should stick up for myself, but I really think it's better the way. The more you suffer, the more it shows you really care, right? So his suffering, he feels, is a sacrifice to this woman that is demanding so much from him, but he doesn't have the self-esteem to stand up to her, even though she disrespects him so blatantly. It's funny, it's relatable. I've been in relationships where I was too spineless to tell the bitch to fuck off, but I feel like a 30-year-old maybe should have a little more emotional intelligence. I like the riff, but it's not as instantly classic as Come Out and Play for me. Ooh, this has a little bit of everything. We have cowbell, we have a catchy chorus with Dexter straining his voice over it, a guitar solo. Look at me, I'm falling off a cliff now. I can still hear my mama yelling, no, but the words mean nothing. Can't catch up to me now. The view is so beautiful all the way down. It has a little different flavor to it that I enjoy. I like flavors. I have a ton. I think they're confused because Walla Walla is a very tiny town in southeast Washington state. It's a beautiful town with great fruit. That's where most of our fruit comes from. But Folsom is in California. That's like up near Sacramento. And I looked this up to make sure the prison isn't in Walla Walla. I don't know who their friend who messed up and is going to prison is, or what they did, or why they're going to prison, but they're definitely not going to Washington. Other than that, this song felt like a bouncing souls crowd pleaser, like everyone singing to it. It's just factually wrong. Tough Guy Offspring. I think Tough Guy Offspring might be my favorite because that's when they're putting the most like oomph behind their performance. It just gives it a little extra like stink, you know what I mean? And the voices told me to blow you away. You're gonna fall for me. Hey now, I'm knocking on your door. This special delivery is yours. My infatuation is true. Hello. I got something for you. I don't know why they brought in the Uka Chakas from Hooked on a Feeling. Seems like a strange choice. This was a surprise. Special delivery added a little stank that I didn't think they still had in them. A little fire that late into the albums has kind of been missing from the other tracks. I don't know why they just let anyone write lyrics, because these people, my god, on a mission to establish and they didn't bother to look it up or understand what he was saying, so they just put question marks. It's intentions. It's very clearly, he says intentions, to establish my intention. The woes were kind of weird, a little different for them, but then we snap right back into the actual song. They're never gonna find me. They're never gonna find my true intentions, because I have bi-direction. I create my own protection. The real me you'll never find. Who am I? There is no real me, only an entity. Though you can feel flesh gripping yours and you think I'm there, I'm simply not real. He seems very scared to like confront people. He seems very scared to just like be real. I don't know what we're hiding from people, why we're always so closed off and like, I have to go away, I have to run away, I gotta be a million miles away from you, you're crazy, she has emotional issues, I can't be around her. I really like Special Delivery, but Never Gonna Find Me was sick. This album's interesting because they're adding in a lot of like rock elements, but they're also upping like their Pennywise punk rock elements as well. So it's like they're getting chuttier, but they're also getting kind of heavier at the same time. And this song, it just happens to work better than everything else they're trying. job, Splinter. You made it onto the playlist. You know a song's like truly inspired when they don't just have one good part, but like every riff, every individual part is like good within itself. Then when you put them all together, it organically flows from one to the other. It'll be a long time. Low Key is one of the best cuts off of Smash. Every single part of it just kind of hits in a new way while maintaining the flow of it. And when will the world listen to Reason? It will be a long time. I have a feeling it will be a long time. I'm still waiting, personally me, still waiting for the world to listen to Reason. This song rings as true now as it did in 1994.
Welcome to intermission.
And then we get another joke. It's an intermission song. Just move along. It sounds like elevator music. I thought it was cute as a kid. I'm an adult now. I don't need it. Finally, Americana kicks it into gear. I've been waiting for them to just give me a straightforward Offspring song. Finally, they're giving me some of that good Offspring shit. Is it too little, too late? Does this song make an impact? It has the woes. It has the leaving me alone imagery. I can't take back this mistake. There's mistakes. I can't take back. I've done things. Bad things. Vague things. Dark things. The bros. The bros have a song, One Fine Day. And on this fine day, the bros are getting drunk in a bar, high-fiving to the game they're watching. There might be a riot, a bar fight. Not really the bro party I want to be a part of, and why most bro spaces tend to push me away. But I'm glad they have an anthem. I'm glad they have an outlet to be the bros that they are. Excitement seems to grow when we're hanging out with the bros, when we're chilling and we pound a case of Strohs. Now the game is cool to see. You can high five on TV, count the riot on the 1, 2, 3. Operation is in sight and the field is open wide. When you break it, then you know you're still alive. If the cops don't make you pay, then they make your getaway, then you know that's one fine day. So it's his game. Beating the shit out of people and then getting away with it is a fine day. It's a bad day if you go to jail. It's a good day if you get away with assault. Fun. The boys, the bros, my guys, my keens, cool times. We're really trying something different with this one. They were adding elements like the bass digital thing in the beginning and then the way they were doing the stop. Tried a little something here and it just doesn't quite come together for me. I like the switch up, but I just don't think it really works in this song. It just feels kind of awkward, like ba. One Fine Day is fun, and I'm glad the boys have a song to pound to, but it'll be a long time. Low Key, one of my favorites. Yes, Smash will be overrepresented on this album, but are we gonna deny that Smash is one of their best albums altogether? We have Killboy Powerhead. We all know the Killboy Powerhead, the legendary Mr. Powerhead. Killboy, if you're friends. He's a pistol grip and a lightning rod hammer step. Always busts his knuckles when he's wrenching up his shits. So he has power in his head, or is he like, he has a good grip? He's a pistol grip. I saw his woman. She was writing his name in blood. You know, I saw his woman. I feel like there's some context to this one that I'm not privy to, and it makes it a little hard to penetrate, you know? Maybe it's just best if we move on. Another home life song. My home life's a wreck. fuck this place. All I want is to just leave. So back off your rules and back off your jive. You have a weird word choice sometimes, and I don't know what to read into it, if there is even anything to read into it. All I want is one of the most impassionate, one of the most powerful and just fast songs that the Offspring has offered on an album. And it really feels like that explosion of emotion, that going so big in the chorus, is completely justified with just that utter release of all I want. When he comes in with the back off your rules, that beat just hits so hard. Classic song. Not sure if I like the use of jive. This one has been the most disappointing of verse to chorus. The verse fucking hit perfectly. I love the riff. I liked the lyrics. I liked how we were flowing. And then the chorus slowed down. It opened up. And it just didn't provide a hook that made an impact. Someone said it's alright. Save it now. Don't say it for my sake. You know I got no brakes. We're gonna crash. Kind of takes the air out of it, the wind out of it, the airy wind is fucking gone out of the song. Good job, Offspring. No breaks. Seeing them live made such an impact on me that I think set me on the path on everything that I like in my musical taste today. I feel stem from this band. So coming back, looking at them, looking so extensively at their catalog, at all their albums, it is a little disappointing to find that a lot of it is so empty. It's like they go into the studio, they record, they make these really great heavy riffs with excellent production. And they sing and perform it with conviction and energy, but the things they say, the things they grab onto is just so nebulous. It's so empty. There's nothing here beyond the most basic, easy interpretation. I can't escape it. All along, I think I really knew it was there in the words unspoken, the words that I'm still not speaking right now. I like them. I like the Offspring. I'm just disappointed in discovering how kind of lazy they are, or how surface level a lot of this seems to be. I thought they were a little more clever than this, and they are in some of their other songs. This is the most 90s of the song. A little confusing since this album is released in 2003. Musical song about a bad woman, an evil woman, his girlfriend, his dumb donut. She had 7 shots of Jaeger and fucked another guy. Now she's trying to atone for it. She's trying to speak to him. She's trying to tell him the details. And he's like, oh God, I wasn't the one who him. I don't need to know this. I'm not the one who acted like a hoe. Why I must be the one to know. I don't want to hear about the sounds they were making. Every time you can hear about how long it was taken. They're boomers. Let's be honest. They are genuine boomers. And this is just boomer humor. Why do I gotta hear about it? I'm supposed to be the good guy. Feels a little dated, is all I'm saying. My least favorite fucking type of song. You can have a fuck you song, but make it a fuck you song. Don't make it just like, oh yeah, my girlfriend, she was fucking another guy. You don't have to make up stupid scenarios for funny songs. Regardless of how much I wanted No Breaks to be our Americana offering, it just couldn't pull through. So reigning champ of full emotional Offspring offerings, All I Want Another offering from the greatest hits, making it onto our true greatest hits. So looks like sometimes they do get it right. I love that you can have influences of ska. I love that you can just bring in ska up-picking out of nowhere and it still feels authentic to the album you have crafted thus far. This song feels very akin to the best of assorted jelly beans. I think it says a little bit more than their other call-out songs. Asking someone what happened to you is a little harder cutting than just saying like fuck you. Like what happened to you? What did you go through something? You've changed. Have I changed? Am I different? This song may have been the single most influential song I have ever heard. So this is why I wanted to do this. This is why I felt like this playlist was important to do, because it provides gems, hidden things from the deep memories of my old, congealed, dying brain. This is what it was like when I was young. This is a surprise, a genuine treat to stumble upon to. When you're a kid and you have a CD and you just want to hear new sounds, new music. The game vocals on here, the themes of family and hereditary, nothing ever changes. You just do as you're observed, and you do that to your kids, and it all just happens again. It repeats itself way down the line. This speaks true. It's a great production, and it's a genuine treat in just the change up, that little change up into just a major, positive, upbeat song. No, another joke song. This went to a little Caribbean reggae dancing track. Why don't you get a job? My friend's got a girlfriend. My friend's got a girlfriend and he hates that bitch. Can we have one good, positive relationship, Offspring? Have you seen one? Have you observed a healthy relationship in your life? I don't think so. This sounds like a novelty. It's cute for the gag, but if you think about it too much, it's just kind of shitty. Fucking sucks, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Tinder isn't invented yet. Fucking go outside. You might meet someone. I do feel like this song is true Americana. There are lazy people out there, but I also don't think it's representative of the main group of individuals without jobs. I mean, unemployment hits hard and unexpectedly. Don't know if I want this song to continue. Denial Revisited. I don't know if there's a Denial 1, or maybe in the narrative he's revisiting his denial. Moody song. It's a slower song. It's moodier, and it kind of put me to sleep, to be honest. Especially this late into the track listing. We need to fucking pick it up. We need to bring new ideas. We need to expand what we can do creatively. We got a climax in this album. We can't just, ooh, pick me up, Splinter. What I can gather in just the bare absolute minimum of research I did, and by bare minimum, I mean like I just read the little blurb on Google that kind of tells you what's in the article. The Hui are North Shore surfers in Hawaii. They own the shore. Let's put it this way. It is their home. They have surf rights. They respect the water for what it is. And the Offspring are saying, I won't fuck with them. If they're out, if they're surfing, I'm not gonna go before them. I'm not gonna take off after them. They're gonna go, they're gonna surf, and I'll fucking be over here. I'm not gonna even park next to Dahui. I won't park next to Dahui because I don't really feel comfortable. This song's sick, actually. This song's fucking heavy and fast and kind of funny. I like that I don't really feel comfortable line because it's not a tough guy line. It's just like, sorry, sir. I didn't mean to bother you. I like the hook. I like the shouts. It kind of sounds like an AFI song. Didn't like Denial. Why don't you get a job's insulting? Way down the line is fine. Oh, the Hooey's sick, but I don't think it really says anything about Dexter or the band. Way down the line, though, actually has a message, and I guess I should praise emotional honesty over a fun song, over a fun punk heavy song. So way down the line because it provided something musically and thematically. So it had both. We're at the skate park. I have my iPod video weighing down my pants and my tiny little corded jellies in my ears, and we're having a good day. This is just like a skate song. It's fun. You can sing along with it. There's crowd parts to it when they play it live. I bet this was a really good song to play live back in the day. It feels like let's come together, let's move as one, let's not feel so alone. And I like that. That's what music should be. I don't know why they got so ska in the back half of this album, but I am loving these sounds, though I'm not really sure what the concept for this album is. Pick it up is what you say to ska, because that's the type of music you're doing, and you're saying pick up the tempo. Pick it up, your guitar pick, and go the Offspring, they're being a little cheeky and they go, let's not pick it up. Like, wouldn't it be funny if we did a ska song and we said, don't pick it up? The concept that they went with, the hilarious concept that they came up with. I saw a little kid, he walked around, he picked up a candy bar off the ground. Nothing too bad there. He chewed about half, then his face turned blue. Turned out that candy bar was doggy doo. Don't pick it up, I say. Someone put a piece of shit in the candy bar, or was it a candy bar without a wrapper? It was just a piece of shit on the ground, and this child walked over and he was like, fuck yeah, I'll eat this candy bar. Dumb kid. Dumb kid. Situation number 2. You're out there making bacon, no scrutiny. You mess around too much and got VD. From making money, being a prostitute? No, you never think, and you're sore today, you're gonna take it back to California. My friend was kind of hurting for a girl to try, so his friend's horny and he needs to try a girl. He saw one that looked like Pat on Saturday Night Live. I'm sorry, what? It had a pair of thingies, but a mustache too. Not clearly male or female. So now, what to do? Don't pick it up, I say, unless you can throw it away. I know that it is the year of a Lord of 2021. I am looking at an album from 1997, and I'm expecting it to hold up to the social progressive norms and values that I hold within the punk scene. Definitely. To write a verse where a funny, clever little verse, your friend was hurting to try a girl. He just had to fuck a girl. And so he picked one out that he liked, but it turned out that they had a mustache too, and you couldn't figure out if they were a dude or not. And you don't want to accidentally a dude. That's the thing. You don't want to fuck a dude, because that would be upsetting to some people. Oh man, it's like, how could a song musically speak to me so much and then just completely insult and trash me with the lyrics? It doesn't change how I feel about the band. It just feels like a shitty, out of place joke of the time. It feels even shitty for 1997, but this is their Americana, their American way, what we've been saying about America. Dexter, what do you think? What do you think of this place? The kids aren't all right here. I know that's for sure. I like to tell you my dream, where strip malls abound and diversions mere moments away, where culture's defined by the one least refined. There's a little bit of irony at play. It's a little bit satirical, but it's hard to figure out what he's saying as satire and what he means genuinely. Because where strip malls abound and diversions mere moments away sounds horrible, but where culture's defined by the one least refined. That sounds kind of sick. That sounds like, you know, actual culture makers, trend makers, the underground, it will be leading culture. You'll be left behind. My nightmare has come true. It's all coming true. So he hates that the culture is defined by the ones least defined. He hates that if you don't fit in, you'll be left behind. Great. He hates cable fast food for buys and tats right away. I don't know why he threw tats in there. It's weird how he calls out like the punk scene, but who else is gonna listen to you guys? I guess there is a lot to say here. I just don't know why we had the minute and a half of the Black Sabbath like guitars, and there's just choices in it that doesn't make sense of what is Americana. What are you trying to say about Americana? You think they would use samples or like say more than just like there's thieves in charge, what are we gonna do, this is my nightmare. I don't know what they're saying here that you wouldn't get better on a Bad Religion album. What I have been really appreciating about the Offspring, looking at them in totality like this, is their ability to do these different sounds, these different genres, essentially a Nirvana song, but have it feel genuine. It doesn't feel like, hey guys, this is popular, we should probably make a song that sounds like this so it gets on the radio. It feels more like, to me, like a bunch of musicians going, hey, what if we did our take on this? Or what if we did a version of this? Why don't we try to add some of these elements into our music? And in that way, it feels organic. Sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes they find a genuine groove. They find a reason to use these elements. Vultures, even though it is a little slower, it's a little grungier, it feels very fitting for the band, and it works really well in this moment on the record, right before we go into the ending. And speaking of endings, I believe we have reached the very last song on Splinter. So this is Splinter's last opportunity to get on our playlist. Best of luck. Cute. I love ironic 1920s jazz bops about prison rape. That's fucking cute. And a great note to end your album on, and I can see why they went on hiatus for several years after this. Definitely not a contender to be on the playlist. So thank you, Splinter, for playing. You had some offerings that made it on there, but this one is a pass for me. Well, fuck you! I don't have any strong feelings for Vultures, and the chorus kind of pisses me off. Really sick of just this, yeah, I don't know, yeah, I won't go, save it, I'm okay. While Americana isn't the best offering, it is the representation of this album, so if I do not put it on, then I am literally not representing this album. They had to fight once. They had to bite once. We're not the ones who leave the homeless in the streets at night. We're not the ones who kept minorities and women down. So we grow, and then the problems, they become our own. We're not the ones whose pollution blacken our skies and ruin our streams. We're not the one who made the nuclear bombs that threaten our lives. This is saying shit. This is calling out people in power and the systems that maintain them. Not the one, a surprise late coming cut off of Smash. They're kind of like, I'm searching, I'm looking, I need to find something they follow, and I'm alone. Yeah, if I make it, I'd be amazed. Just to find tomorrow, one more day, and I'll be amazed. If I can just live for one shiny face, one more day, I can't go on, it's amazing. Like how thick the guitars come in for the chorus, but the verse does tend to sound like 5 other songs. I'm lukewarm on Amaze. I like parts of it, but I'm not overall, as you would say, wowed. It's so funny how they do like 4 minutes of build up. They do all this build up to just play a regular Offspring song. It feels weird when we pull back down to like the main mode of transportation, you know? And that has come to Conspiracy of One's last opportunity. This is their last chance. I guess we get diminishing returns with each album. This is a way to end an album. Just quick, fast, you get in there, it's a title track, you've seen the thing, you've seen the words, Conspiracy of One. You yell it, you go, Conspiracy of One! Then it's done, and then your record's over, and you never have to think about it again. Not the One is the absolute best out of all of these songs. I'm not gonna even pretend. And that brings us to the final pairings. Oh man, 10 minutes with 8 minutes of fluff, so we could have a come out and play. The song itself is pretty dope. Smash. It's heavy, kind of violent, aggressive. It's a good declaration. I'm not a trendy asshole, and that really holds true to the Offspring's catalog. Sometimes it does feel like they are leaning into what's popular at the time, but in a way where it feels like they're borrowing elements from that music to incorporate in their own to expand upon. If only it didn't have the fucking bonus track that's nothing, just absolutely worthless. Like, hey, this sounds cool, we should throw it on. That was a big thing for CDs in the 90s. I don't know why.
You guys should try heavy metal. Kiss my ass.
Another 6-minute song that's really more like 3 minutes with 3 minutes of fluff just for a little joke at the end. A little funny joke for those who stuck around. For those who thought they were going to get a little bonus. They're like, oh, there's more music here. I love myself music. Maybe there's a really good track here that only I and a few people who are willing to stick around will know. The true fans will, of course, know the bonus track. Change the World itself is a really good track. It has that riff, a very infectious riff, and the irony that they're playing with. I saw the salesmen stare into the sun. I stood and watched them as they fall off one by one. The salesmen telling the youth, telling the people of today, you can change the world. You guys can do it. You're already saving yourself. You're gonna change the world. Good closers all around. Americana, are you going to disappoint me? I feel like you're going to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6.
Not what I was expecting, but a pleasant surprise. If there's horns, if there's Mexican mariachi-esque music, I'm gonna perk up. I enjoy the brass. I kind of enjoyed it more than the regular Pretty Fly song. But is it a good closer? Is it the best closer? Do I want to softball it with Pretty Fly, which is kind of harmless, inoffensive, it's a minute long, it's fun? Or do I do the real songs that have a bunch of bullshit in them? I think I'm gonna go with Change the World because I really like that riff, the ba 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 da 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 da. It's funny. There you go. It took us 4 hours, but we have made it. The true, the honest, greatest hits, the best of the fucking best. 2 songs from Splinter, the neocon by default, and then Never Gonna Find Me, a genuine banger. Smash is obviously the runaway hit, 5 songs, and I would honestly say Smash is definitely the best record out of all these overall. XIII on the Abre may have my favorite songs on it, but I think Smash overall is a better experience, and I might have listened to it more. I might have listened to it in XIII interchangeably. Speaking of which, we have Cool to Hate, All I Want, way down the line. 3 songs that show their diversity, show what they're capable of. Conspiracy of One has 2 tracks, Want You Bad, which is on the greatest hits, but is a solid song. And damn it, I change again, an underrated gem. Finally, we have Americana with one song, Americana. I'm sorry, I just didn't really like that album. After Sitzy 7 songs, 199 minutes, or roughly 3 hours of listening time. This is a playlist I have created, the true Offspring greatest hits. If you want to get to know this band, if you want to get into this band, these are the songs to listen to. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Was this a dumb experiment? Is anyone even gonna watch this? Do people care about the Offspring? I don't know why I do. I'm Grayson Todd. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking it out. This was a long one. It was an interesting one. I didn't expect this. I don't know what to say about my feelings on the band except for...
Goddamn,